the nuclear connection becomes crystal clear. Military installations housing America's nuclear arsenal documented encounters that revealed sophisticated intelligence-gathering operations targeting humanity's most dangerous weapons. The Classified Nuclear Facility UAP Assessment Report landed on congressional desks in October 2025, and the contents terrified national security officials across multiple agencies. The 847-page document cataloged UAP encounters at every major nuclear installation in the United States dating back to 1962, including weapons storage facilities, missile silos, nuclear power plants, and uranium enrichment centers. The report documented 3,247 separate incidents where unknown objects demonstrated sophisticated knowledge of nuclear facility layouts, security protocols, and operational schedules. These weren't random flyovers by curious observers. The encounters showed patterns of deliberate surveillance and intelligence gathering that suggested detailed advanced knowledge of America's most sensitive nuclear operations. Warren Air Force Base recorded 127 UAP encounters between 2020 and 2025, with objects appearing precisely during weapon system maintenance windows when Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles were most vulnerable. The objects maintained specific altitudes and distances that suggested awareness of missile deployment procedures and security response protocols. Malmstrom Air Force Base documented 89 encounters where UAP appeared during simulated launch exercises, hovering over missile silos during the exact moments when weapons officers conducted launch sequence training. The timing couldn't be coincidental. The objects demonstrated real-time knowledge of classified military exercises that required top-secret security clearances to access. Nuclear weapons storage facilities at Kirtland Air Force Base experienced 156 UAP encounters where objects scanned weapons bunkers using unknown sensor technologies. Security personnel reported electromagnetic interference with surveillance equipment during these encounters, followed by system malfunctions that disabled motion detectors and infrared cameras for periods ranging from 15 minutes to several hours. The objects appeared to map facility layouts with precision that exceeded publicly available satellite imagery. Base commanders requested additional security measures after realizing that UAP possessed detailed knowledge of weapons storage locations and security vulnerabilities. The correlation between UAP appearances and nuclear technology development became undeniable when researchers mapped encounter frequencies against nuclear program milestones. Oak Ridge National Laboratory experienced a 340% increase in UAP sightings during periods of weapons-grade uranium enrichment activities. Los Alamos National Laboratory recorded peak UAP activity during nuclear weapon design phases and testing preparation periods. Sandia National Laboratories documented objects that appeared specifically during plutonium handling operations and nuclear weapon assembly procedures. Elizondo warned about UAP monitoring human nuclear capabilities throughout his public disclosure efforts since 2017. He stated that UAPs show particular interest in nuclear facilities and that they seem to be interested in nuclear stuff. There is an absolute connection to nuclear. Yeah, absolutely. His assessment proved conservative compared to the actual scope of UAP nuclear facility surveillance documented in 2025. The objects didn't just observe nuclear operations from a distance. They demonstrated detailed knowledge of specific weapons locations, security procedures, and operational schedules that suggested penetration of classified information systems. Nuclear power plant operators reported the most disturbing encounters involving direct UAP interference with reactor operations. 3 Mile Island documented objects that appeared during reactor startup procedures and maintenance shutdowns with timing that indicated knowledge of operational schedules weeks in advance. Plant engineers recorded electromagnetic anomalies during UAP encounters that affected reactor monitoring systems and backup safety equipment. The interference patterns suggested that UAP could manipulate nuclear facility operations through electromagnetic field manipulation rather than physical contact with equipment. Diablo Canyon Nuclear Power Plant experienced 17 encounters where UAP demonstrated apparent ability to influence reactor control systems. During one incident in August 2025, operators observed an unknown object hovering over the reactor containment building while control room instruments registered unexplained fluctuations in neutron flux readings and coolant system pressures. The fluctuations occurred in patterns that resembled diagnostic testing procedures used during planned maintenance operations. Plant supervisors couldn't determine how external objects could influence internal reactor systems without direct physical access to control equipment. Nuclear technicians at multiple facilities provided testimony about UAP encounters that suggested the objects could disable or activate nuclear systems at will. Sergeant Michael Torres, a nuclear weapons maintenance specialist at F.E. Warren Air Force Base, described an encounter where UAP appeared over missile silos during routine maintenance operations. The objects remained stationary for 47 minutes while missile guidance systems experienced systematic shutdowns and restarts that followed no known diagnostic protocols. Advanced electromagnetic field detectors installed at Pantex plant in Texas recorded energy signatures during UAP encounters that indicated directed manipulation of local electromagnetic environments. The objects generated focused electromagnetic pulses that interfaced with nuclear weapon monitoring systems in ways that suggested sophisticated understanding of electronic warfare techniques. The energy patterns resembled signals used in nuclear weapon diagnostic procedures but exceeded the power levels and precision of any known human technology. Whiteman Air Force Base implemented quantum sensor arrays that detected space-time distortions around nuclear weapons storage areas during UAP encounters. The sensors recorded gravitational anomalies that coincided with objects hovering over weapons bunkers and maintenance facilities. The gravitational effects suggested that UAP technology manipulated fundamental forces of physics to influence nuclear facility operations from a distance. The national security implications of UAP nuclear facility surveillance created unprecedented concerns among defense officials and policymakers. Unknown entities possessed detailed knowledge of America's most sensitive military installations and demonstrated capability to interfere with nuclear weapon systems. The objects showed apparent ability to disable nuclear weapons during potential conflict scenarios or activate systems during peacetime operations. Defense planners realized that UAP represented potential threats to nuclear deterrence strategies that formed the foundation of national security policy since World War II. International nuclear facilities reported identical patterns of UAP surveillance and system interference across multiple countries and continents. French nuclear installations documented objects that demonstrated knowledge of reactor designs and security procedures. British nuclear submarine bases recorded encounters where UAP appeared during weapon loading operations with timing that suggested intelligence gathering capabilities. The global pattern indicated coordinated surveillance of human nuclear capabilities by entities with sophisticated intelligence networks. The evidence from 2025 proved that UAP demonstrate both concern about and control over humanity's most dangerous technology. The objects monitor nuclear weapon development, power generation operations, and weapon storage with intelligence gathering capabilities that exceed human technology by generations. They possess the ability to interfere with nuclear systems at will, suggesting either protective intervention to prevent nuclear disasters or strategic surveillance to assess human technological capabilities. The nuclear connection represents the most significant national security challenge documented in modern UAP research, validating warnings about the strategic implications of unknown intelligence monitoring human nuclear capabilities. The man who first raised these concerns publicly would soon have his moment of complete vindication before Congress. Elizondo's vindication and new revelations. Congressional testimony on July 26, 2025, provided Elizondo with the platform to deliver his most comprehensive briefing on UAP reality after 8 years of systematic disclosure efforts. The classified session lasted 4 hours and included details he couldn't share publicly during previous appearances. Committee members emerged with expressions ranging from shock to vindication, depending on their previous positions on UAP disclosure. Representative Tim Burchett stated that Elizondo's testimony provided the most comprehensive picture of government UAP programs that Congress had ever received. The briefing included previously classified information about crash retrieval operations, reverse engineering programs, and the scope of UAP monitoring activities at sensitive military installations. His predictions about disclosure timeline proved remarkably accurate when compared to actual events throughout 2025. In 2018, Elizondo predicted that UAP acknowledgment would accelerate exponentially once military personnel felt safe reporting encounters. The massive increase in military UAP reports during 2025 matched his forecasts almost exactly. He warned that international pressure would force American transparency initiatives, which materialized when allied nations began sharing UAP data publicly while American agencies maintained classification restrictions. Elizondo predicted that scientific community acceptance would follow government acknowledgement, and universities launched UAP research programs within months of congressional hearings that legitimized the phenomenon. Former critics publicly acknowledged Elizondo's credibility and courage throughout 2025 as evidence mounted supporting his claims. Dr. Seth Shostak from the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute admitted that military sensor data exceeded what he had expected from UAP encounters. Shostak stated that the evidence forced him to reconsider dismissive positions he had maintained for decades. Former Pentagon officials who had criticized Elizondo's disclosure efforts acknowledged that his systematic approach to transparency had protected national security while advancing public understanding. Skeptical journalists who had questioned his motives admitted that subsequent revelations validated his warnings about government secrecy surrounding UAP programs. The congressional testimony revealed new information about crash retrieval programs that Elizondo had only hinted at during previous public appearances. He described a legacy program that had recovered materials from UAP encounters dating back to the 1940s. The program operated under various code names and funding mechanisms across multiple presidential administrations. Elizondo testified that recovered materials exhibited properties that exceeded current materials science capabilities, including isotopic compositions not found naturally on Earth and structural integrity that maintained functionality at extreme temperatures. The crash retrieval operations involved teams of scientists and engineers working under strict non-disclosure agreements with criminal enforcement provisions. Elizondo provided details about reverse engineering efforts that had achieved limited success in specific technological areas. The programs had made breakthroughs in electromagnetic field manipulation and materials science applications, though comprehensive understanding of UAP propulsion systems remained beyond current human capabilities. He testified that attempts to replicate observed UAP performance had resulted in prototype technologies that exceeded conventional aircraft capabilities but fell far short of demonstrated UAP abilities. The reverse engineering programs had contributed to advances in stealth technology, electromagnetic warfare systems, and composite materials used in advanced military aircraft. His warnings about the psychological impact of full disclosure became increasingly relevant as public awareness of UAP reality expanded throughout 2025. Elizondo cautioned that revealing the complete scope of UAP capabilities and presence could trigger social disruption if not handled carefully. He emphasized the need for gradual revelation that allows societies to adapt to expanded cosmic awareness without experiencing cultural shock or institutional collapse. Elizondo stated, "I believe we as Americans can handle the truth. And I also believe the world deserves the truth," while acknowledging that disclosure represents a process rather than a single event. The psychological preparation involves addressing fundamental questions about humanity's place in the universe and the implications of non-human intelligence with superior technological capabilities. Elizondo warned that full disclosure could challenge religious beliefs, scientific paradigms, and governmental authority in ways that require careful management to prevent social chaos. He advocated for educational initiatives that prepare populations for expanded cosmic awareness while maintaining social stability and institutional functionality. The disclosure process must balance transparency with psychological readiness to prevent counterproductive reactions that could impede further revelation. Elizondo's current work focuses on preparing humanity for broader revelations that extend beyond simple acknowledgement of UAP reality. He collaborates with religious leaders, educators, and policymakers to develop frameworks for integrating UAP knowledge into existing social structures. The preparation involves addressing theological implications of non-human intelligence, scientific implications of advanced technologies, and political implications of contact with entities possessing superior capabilities. Elizondo emphasizes that disclosure success depends on humanity's ability to maintain unity and cooperation despite challenging revelations about our cosmic context. His evolved perspective on the intelligence behind UAP reflects deeper understanding gained through years of investigation and insider access to classified information. Elizondo describes the entities as demonstrating sophisticated intelligence that exceeds human capabilities in multiple domains. They appear to monitor human activities with particular interest in nuclear technology, military operations, and technological development. The intelligence shows apparent concern about human potential for self-destruction while demonstrating restraint in direct intervention. Elizondo suggests that the entities operate according to ethical frameworks that limit their interference with human development while maintaining surveillance of potentially dangerous activities. The network of insiders that Elizondo cultivated continues providing crucial information about ongoing UAP programs and encounters. Government personnel who initially feared career consequences for cooperating with UAP investigations now feel safer sharing information due to legal protections established in 2025. Military officers, intelligence analysts, and contractor personnel provide regular updates about UAP activities and government response efforts. The insider network includes international contacts who share information about UAP encounters and disclosure efforts in other countries. Elizondo's journey from whistleblower to disclosure architect represents the successful transformation of UAP investigation from fringe conspiracy theory to legitimate scientific and security concern. His systematic approach to transparency respected security requirements while advancing public awareness through credible channels. The institutional changes triggered by his disclosure efforts created sustainable mechanisms for ongoing UAP research and revelation that transcend individual personalities or political administrations. His work established the foundation for continued disclosure that serves both transparency and security interests while preparing humanity for expanded cosmic awareness. The events of 2025 validated his strategic vision, but they also revealed that the transformation he initiated was accelerating beyond even his most optimistic projections. The patterns emerging from 2025's revelations point toward changes that will reshape human civilization in ways we're only beginning to understand. AARO received 757 UAP reports between May 2023 and June 2024, with 485 incidents occurring within that reporting period alone. An additional 272 reports detailed encounters from 2021 and 2022 that hadn't been included in previous annual reports. This surge brought the total number of cases under AARO review to over 1,600 as of June 2024. The numbers represent more than statistical increases. They demonstrate a fundamental shift in how military personnel, government agencies, and civilian pilots approach UAP encounters. What started as isolated incidents reported by brave individuals has transformed into systematic documentation of a phenomenon that demands scientific investigation and government transparency. Commercial aviation contributed significantly to this reporting surge through the Federal Aviation Administration's new UAP database. Professional pilots who had previously remained silent about unexplained encounters began filing official reports when they realized their careers wouldn't suffer for documenting UAP incidents. The FAA database created secure channels for civilian aviation personnel to contribute crucial data about UAP behavior patterns, flight characteristics, and geographic distribution. This civilian pilot participation validated predictions about disclosure momentum building once reporting became institutionally accepted rather than professionally dangerous. Technological breakthroughs inspired by UAP research emerged across multiple scientific disciplines throughout 2025. The Gremlin sensor architecture deployed networks of 2D and 3D radar systems combined with long-range electro-optical and infrared telescopes specifically designed to detect and analyze anomalous aerial phenomena. These sensor networks support pattern-of-life analysis that reveals UAP behavioral patterns previously invisible to conventional detection methods. The technology represents the first systematic attempt to study UAP encounters using scientific methodology rather than relying solely on eyewitness testimony and fragmentary sensor data from conventional military equipment. Harvard University's Galileo project constructed all-sky observatories designed to search for anomalous objects across infrared, optical, radio, and audio frequency bands. The observatories employ machine learning software to analyze data from approximately 1 million objects detected monthly. This represents the largest systematic search for UAP ever undertaken by civilian scientific institutions. The project's approach treats UAP detection as an engineering problem requiring sophisticated sensors and advanced data analysis rather than a mystery that defies scientific investigation. The groundwork laid throughout 2025 established institutional frameworks for even more dramatic disclosures in coming years. The UAP Disclosure Fund worked with lawmakers to create new legislation designed to push government UAP records release campaigns and information sharing initiatives. These legislative efforts target the legacy compartmentalization that has kept UAP information scattered across different agencies and classification systems for decades. The Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena Disclosure Act would establish significant congressional oversight over UAP-related activities and operations. The legislation demonstrates that senior members of Congress take UAP claims seriously enough to demand systematic transparency and accountability. Expert predictions for full UAP reality acknowledgement follow specific timelines that suggest strategic planning rather than random disclosure events. Colonel Carl Nell presented a 5-phase disclosure timeline that began with proving UAPs exist in 2024 and projects engagement with non-human intelligence sometime after 2034. This roadmap indicates that UAP acknowledgement represents a managed process designed to allow public acclamation to expanded cosmic awareness. The timeline suggests that complete disclosure involves multiple phases that address different aspects of UAP reality rather than single revelations that might trigger social disruption. Societal changes resulting from 2025's revelations appear in public opinion polling and cultural discussions about humanity's place in the universe. A Pew Research Center survey found that 65% of Americans believe intelligent life exists on other planets, with over half thinking military UAP sightings represent evidence of alien visitors. A NewsNation Decision Desk poll revealed that 44% of Americans believe the government hides information about UFOs, with younger generations showing particular suspicion of official secrecy. These numbers indicate that UAP reality has moved from fringe speculation to mainstream acceptance among significant portions of the population. The demographic patterns in UAP acceptance create political pressure that elected officials cannot ignore indefinitely. Younger voters who grew up with internet access approach UAP topics with sophisticated information literacy skills and skepticism toward traditional authority claims. They cross-reference multiple sources, analyze video authenticity, and engage with primary documents released through Freedom of Information Act requests. This generational shift creates electoral consequences for politicians who maintain dismissive positions toward UAP disclosure while their constituents demand transparency and accountability. The challenges facing humanity involve adapting social, political, and religious institutions to accommodate expanded cosmic awareness without losing cultural continuity or social stability. Educational systems must integrate UAP reality into curricula while maintaining scientific rigor and critical thinking skills. Religious organizations need theological frameworks that incorporate non-human intelligence without abandoning core spiritual principles. Government institutions require transparency mechanisms that serve public interest while protecting legitimate security requirements. Individual preparation for continued revelations involves developing information literacy skills that distinguish credible sources from disinformation while maintaining openness to paradigm-shifting possibilities. Citizens need scientific literacy that allows evaluation of technical claims about UAP capabilities and origins. Critical thinking skills help navigate complex information environments where genuine revelations mix with speculation, hoaxes, and deliberate disinformation campaigns. The opportunities emerging from UAP research extend beyond understanding non-human intelligence to advancing human technological and consciousness capabilities. Reverse engineering efforts could yield breakthroughs in energy generation, materials science, and propulsion systems that transform human civilization. Consciousness research inspired by UAP encounters might unlock human potential that conventional education and training cannot access. International cooperation on UAP investigation could establish precedents for addressing global challenges that require unprecedented levels of coordination and transparency. 2025 marked the beginning of humanity's transition from cosmic isolation to awareness of our place in a universe containing intelligence that exceeds human capabilities. The revelations represent the first steps in a disclosure process that will continue for decades as government secrecy systems adapt to public demand for transparency. The technological, consciousness, and social implications ensure that what we witnessed was just the opening chapter of humanity's greatest transformation in recorded history. The evidence from 2025 forces us to confront a reality that most people weren't prepared to accept. Elizondo warned us about UAP disclosure for 8 years, predicting that government secrecy couldn't survive mounting evidence and public pressure. His forecasts proved conservative compared to what actually happened. Military personnel filed over 1,600 official reports through AARO. Universities launched multi-million-dollar research programs. International allies began sharing classified UAP data publicly while American agencies struggled to maintain outdated secrecy protocols. The question isn't whether UAP represent genuine phenomena anymore. The evidence settled that debate conclusively. The question is how humanity responds to confirmed contact with intelligence that exceeds our technological capabilities by centuries. We're living through the most significant revelation in human history, and everyone must decide their role in humanity's adaptation to expanded cosmic reality.